I'm still getting used to it though. But all right, I think it's good. I think we're on. Okay, so how many people have never heard of Close Up before tonight? Okay. Has anyone in here been on the Close Up trip at all? Okay, so no one's been on the trip. So basically, let me just explain how I got acquainted with the Close Up program and why I think it's important to start up here at DC. They have a video that I'll show, but the video is like any kind of corny video that they might put together, not made by professional video editors. But basically, the Close Up program was offered at Canton High School, where I went to high school at. They actually had a class called Close Up that was geared. Hi, how you doing? There's a sign-in sheet and informational packet if you want to sign in the back. And so they offered this class called Close Up, and it was like a combination of government and econ. It was a full-year class, and they did it all, and it was like coordinated with the Close Up program, and at the end of the year they did this trip, and I didn't go. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it work from a financial standpoint, and everyone that I talked to that goes on this trip loved it. And it just so happened that when I did my student teaching at Salem High School in 2011, I just so happened to get paired up with the guy who ran Close Up for 10 years there. His name is Darren Sylvester, and he just raves about it. And it's I watched him go through the process of trying to get students and convince parents that it was worth their investment. And even though I have not been on the program myself, I feel confident, very confident in the fact that I think it's worth every penny that you would spend on the trip. I'll show you the video. I'll talk a little bit about what the experience is like. And just know that Washington, D.C. is one of my favorite cities. I've been there 3 times in the last 2 years. I think it's a really cool place, and to see all 3 branches of government there and to get the hands-on experience is just a whole different view than I could ever give the kids in the classroom. And so with that said, I'll play their little quick close-up video. I'll talk a little bit about it, give you the basic information, and we'll go from there.
Education is about making first. And this is what Close Up does. It gets these kids thirsty.
And Lincoln Memorial is the highlight. For me, that really inspired me just to become a leader. So when I go back to my own community, I could step up, make a difference like they did, and be the change I want to see in the world.
My highlight so far has been learning about the characteristics of all the great past leaders of the United States and their characteristics, so I can be a leader myself in my own community.
I encourage students all across our country to get involved in Close Up and involved in America.
My favorite part of the program so far is getting to know people from different states.
My PI makes everything really, really interesting, and we learn tons about government. And every single time we ask her a question, she really knows the answer.
I say that Vietnam was like really amazing and really emotional and moving. Walking along that wall and seeing those thousands of names, I mean, I almost started crying.
Everything's really special here, and you take it all in, and it's overwhelming. When you think about all the people who sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice, it's overwhelming. I mean, it really is.
Close Up does an excellent job of connecting kids to DC and all that's going on inside the Beltway. That's one of the things that makes Close Up a powerful program. It makes it so close to our hearts as educators.
So that you're close up to Washington, is that what's going on? So this is about as close as you can see. Turn around and say, hey, close up. It's very close.
Last night, the Law of Congress really gave me a sense for how it actually works, and really big into debating in politics. And I have really strong views about things like that. And that conservative versus liberal debate, it was really great to see 2 professionals go at it right in front of us and, really hear about all their ideas. And I think it moved a lot of the other students too, and, made them realize which end of the spectrum they're really on.
That's what I liked about Close Up, that it's more than just a field trip. You're seeing all these sites, but it's a workshop as well. You're debating the issues, you're tying it into current events. And it's just been such an empowering experience for our students. And I'm so excited to go back to our high school and to share that experience and to get that civic energy going within our school.
This has just been a great opportunity to explore DC at the cool monuments and just learn a whole lot about how our government works and how cool our democracy is.
All right. I just realized I didn't even introduce or Stephanie. So for those of you that don't know me, I know a lot of you. I'm Rob Epler. I started teaching here. This is my third year. I graduated from Michigan State, and I teach the AP US History and the regular US History. And I'll let you introduce yourself, Steph.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Smith. I teach theology here at DC. I teach the 9th and 10th grade classes. I coach the GV volleyball team, and I'm also the moderator for the National Honor Society. I have a degree from U of M in history and Spanish, so I'm definitely, in the history realm as well. I'm very excited about it.
Well, and you lived in Baltimore.
I lived in Baltimore, Maryland for 2 years, so I spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C. It's absolutely an incredible city. I think in my lifetime I've probably been there 20 or 30 times. It's a really awesome city.
So the thought process was, if we wanted to open the seniors that were interested, guys and girls, so we thought it was important that we have both male and female chaperones. Parents that are interested, I can talk about that. Absolutely, if you're interested, I would love to have parents come. I also think my dad's going to come on the trip with us. He has some clients in Washington, D.C. and wants to go, and he's a big nerd too, so he's going to probably be there. We'll have plenty of eyes on the kids. But so anyways, basically what this program is, Close Up has been around since 1971. And they've sent over 800,000 students from all 50 states, Puerto Rico, all the U.S. territories, to Washington, D.C. And the way this thing works is we leave on a Sunday. We would be flying out of Metro Detroit. Close Up has chartered the flights. The flights are locked in at a rate of $408. We arrive in Washington, D.C. on a Sunday. We get checked into the hotel. Every hotel room is going to have 4 students, 2 people from D.C. and 2 people from somewhere in the United States. It's a really cool experience. You get to, so the year that I student taught when they went with Salem, 2 of my students in class were roommates with 2 kids from Puerto Rico, and these kids had never seen snow before from Puerto Rico, and it just so happened to snow, like half an inch, and they were in the sidewalks outside doing snow angels. And so there's like a cool cultural experience, right, to be able to share this experience with someone from Iowa or California or Nebraska or Wyoming. And so we're there for a full 5 days, 5 nights and 6 days. The itinerary I won't talk a ton about because you can see it. That itinerary is the one from last year in our program dates. It'll change a little bit. The important things that I think I want to relay to you tonight is just on the second page of that packet that I handed out. This is our specific program information. March 1st to March 6th are the dates. That corresponds with our midwinter break. However, we only get a long weekend this midwinter break. So we'd leave Sunday. We have Monday off of school. Tuesday is one of those incentive days. I'm kind of, how we do the fundraising, and usually I haven't been here. So my hope is that the students would only be missing 3 days of school, which is, I think, better than a full week. I did it early enough in the year so that, those people that have AP classes and things like that, we're still a full month out from any of the AP tests. And, as an AP history teacher, I can this, do I want to be asking my kids to take, 3 days off of school, and I know how hectic their schedules are. I think it's manageable, and I think that we can definitely make it work, and it would be worth the trip. The cost is right there. It says total all-inclusive per student is $1,852. Basically, if I'm just laying it out to you and being completely upfront, it's about $2,000 total. The $1,852 takes care of everything except for your baggage when you get on the plane, the baggage fee, and any souvenirs and snacks you might want to buy. All the meals are included in the tuition cost. It gives you a rundown of everything that's included there, and you can see. I know it's an expensive trip, and it was so expensive I couldn't go on it when I was in high school. But I am going to fundraise hard. I think that we could have some cool fundraising tech ideas, and we've already talked about doing some stuff at DC, doing a staff or student volleyball game. We were going to do softball, but apparently it's getting into the 30s at night now, so we skipped that whole intermediate. So we're going to be doing stuff. The very back page, the very back page in that packet that I gave you, there's one of the supplies they give us is like a 40 by 40 thing. If each person found 40 people to donate $40, then you can almost raise the entire funds yourself. There is there's financial aid available depending. I mean, I could go through the requirements, but that is maybe a possibility for some people. And basically, we're going to do as much as we can to cut down the cost. The important dates that you need to know right now would be November 1st is the first payment of $400. There's a $400 deposit that's non-refundable deposit on November 1st. I'm going to ask that I get a verbal commitment from the students and you parents a week before that, so that we can make sure to have everything locked in and that $400 deposit is good to go by November 1st. And then after November 1st, there's not another deadline until January 15th. And then January 15th, 2015 is when the rest of the tuition money is due. Once January 15th passes, that's when if you cancel, you don't get your money back. But up until that January 15th date, it's just the $400 non-refundable fee. As far as donations go, they do say that it's a nonprofit, so any donations are tax write-offs. I'm going to reach out to a couple. They have like corporate sponsors, so like some corporations will actually match donations made by individuals, and so I'm going to look into that too. But I think that my message to you before I take questions is I really firmly believe in this trip. It's a great program. The people that are going to be leading this is not just me and Stephanie aimlessly wandering around DC. They have trained people through the Close-Up program that have been doing this for years. These people are trained and certified. They are CPR certified, all the health requirements. They work through, they have their whole ends covered as far as medical goes. So hotels are all national chain hotels. I don't have